Hello family, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is having a blessed day. Today I wanted to talk about how you can identify your soulmate. Now, what I noticed in my own journey is that soulmates only came into my life once I really worked on myself, once I started my spiritual journey, and once I learned the lessons that I needed to learn regarding love and relationships. When I was younger, I definitely used to attract more unhealthy relationships, toxic partners, and a lot of us don't understand why we keep attracting these types of partners. But usually there is a lesson you need to learn. There is a pattern you need to break to attract different types of relationships. In my life, I definitely attracted more of the karmic relationships, and I'm still very grateful for those relationships because they learned me a lot. But once I actually broke that pattern, once I learned these lessons that I needed to learn, this is when I started to attract more soulmate-based relationships. And I can honestly say most people that I meet and interact with are on a soulmate level. You know, even when it comes to friendships, I meet so many like-minded people now. And also a important change within myself that happened when I started to attract soulmates was that I really started to show up as myself. You know, I was not afraid of showing myself, sharing my thoughts, shining my light. And this is when you start to attract like-minded people. You know, a lot of us wear this mask in the world. We are afraid of people's opinions. We hold back. And in this way, it's really hard to meet like-minded souls, to find your tribe. Once you just really honor your own energy, walking in that energy, you know, appreciating everything about yourself and shining that light, this is when just your soulmates come into your life, whether these are friendships or lovers. So how can we recognize our soulmates? A soulmate connection starts with a soul recognition. Your soul recognizes my soul, and they sort of dance or pull towards each other first before it actually manifests in the physical. So my experience definitely was when I met one of my soulmates, you know, in a romantic sense. I will meet this person and I would first just feel this strong pull. Our souls were just instantly connected. And I didn't even notice how good he looked, okay? This was not the first thing I saw. I was just first vibing, and then during the conversation, I actually looked at him and I was like, you're actually handsome, you know? And I think this is a very big difference because usually we tend to go for the physical immediately. You know, someone looks good and afterwards we build those other connections. But with a soulmate relationship, it starts above, okay? First, your souls sort of meet each other and then it sort of manifests into reality. Also, the chemistry with a soulmate is crazy. It's fireworks. Meeting a soulmate is like a special divine event. You know, I would describe it as a divine intervention. It's orchestrated. What also might happen with a soulmate is that you guys might look alike, or you would have certain features that are the same, like your eyes or your smile or something like that. That is very common in a soulmate connection. You guys definitely have the same energy, the same vibration. So people around you will definitely also notice this intense, special connection. What also happened to me one time is that people just came up to us and were just like, you guys look beautiful together. You know, you have beautiful energy together. Those are also important signs, you know, that energy is just felt. Like people can feel that connection, that vibration between you guys. Another clear sign to tell you if someone is your soulmate is if you guys are balanced. A soulmate relationship is so chill. It's so easygoing. I definitely experienced some relationships in the past where we would just fight a lot. We would fight, or we would just not get each other. You know, sometimes you really like someone and you want it to work, and you guys fight so much, you're not on the same page. It's just because you guys are not aligned. When you meet a soulmate, there's no fighting. You know, it's just easy, it's balanced. You guys get each other. There's not really something to fight about. Of course, you will have arguments because we are all human. You know, it will happen. But most of the times, it will be so balanced. The connection will just flow. As soon as you sort of notice this struggle within yourself even, and within a relationship, you know, this is a clear sign that this is not a soulmate. Also, when there is doubt in the relationship, if you are doubting the person you are with, if you're not sure about a person, you know, if you have fear around a person, this is not your soulmate. A soulmate relationship does not bring fear. There is no fear. You trust that person. You trust that person with your heart. You trust that person with your emotions, with your vulnerable self. You know, there's no fear. Another beautiful way to identify your soulmate is through telepathic connection. With a soulmate, you have a very strong telepathic connection. You might have dreams about one another. When you think about that person texts you. And you can have telepathic connections with a lot of people. You know, they don't necessarily have to be your soulmate. But I do feel that with a soulmate connection, they know when something is wrong with you. You know, they might text you when you're feeling down, when you're going through it. Soulmates can just feel that between one another. Even with soulmate friends, I noticed that when I needed something, when I was going through it, they would text me or call me. Hey, are you okay? Hey, I had a dream about you, you know, just checking in. Things like that. They just know. You just know if something is wrong. That is amazing with a soulmate connection. And with a soulmate connection, you guys are always connected. You don't have to be physically together to feel each other's energy. And what also ties into this as well, what I noticed with a soulmate connection, usually there's no attachment. You know, with normal relationships, we get attached to a person. We might just feel this fear when we think about them leaving us or something like that. We get this fear, right? We are attached in a way, emotionally, physically, you know. And with a soulmate relationship, I noticed that usually there's no attachment. And with a soulmate partner, I recognized within myself that it was easier to give that person space or to let that person go in a way, because in a sense you're always connected, so you're not really worried about that person leaving you in a sense, or you know, you guys have the same energy, so where would they even go? You know what I mean? They will always come back. That energy feels like home, so you know, you always go back home. This is just what it is. So even when they wander off, you know they will gravitate back to you. I noticed with karmic relationships that it's hard to let go. It's really hard to let go. You have this soul tied to this person and you have this human attachment to it. This is how I want to describe it. And with a soulmate relationship, there's no human attachment necessarily. You're not necessarily connected through the human form. It's much more than that. So you can let go of the physical aspect of it all. And with a karmic relationship, that's just not a case. This is a case where you think about a person constantly. You cannot let that person go. You feel anxious and all these things. And that does not happen in a soulmate relationship. Another way to identify your soulmates is if you can truly be yourself with that person. With a soulmate, they can definitely see all of you. So there's no pretending in a soulmate relationship. You can usually just see that person for who they are. And you love them regardless. You know, you see their shadows, but you still love them. Definitely a clear sign for me is when I can be very comfortable with a person, and not just on a superficial level, but just on a deeper level, where I can share my emotions, share my heart. I can share my true fears and things that I went through, and, you know, when I can be vulnerable. This only happens to me when I meet a soulmate, because, yeah, I just feel comfortable like that. And with certain relationships, I experienced a resistance within myself. I did not want to share all of me, you know? I did not want to share my heart or my emotions, because I just knew that person would not get me, or they would not understand. They could not comfort me in that way. But with a soulmate relationship, yeah, you can just be yourself, like truly be yourself. That person does not judge you, you know? They like you the way you are. And that is why it's so important to be yourself in the world, to truly be yourself and do not care what people think. Your soulmate, they will love that about you because they see themselves in you. You know what I mean? You guys are the same. Soulmates help you grow in such a profound way. This is what I experienced, definitely. Soulmates see your flaws, your weaknesses, but they know how to sort of speak life into you. You know, they speak encouragement. They help you on your journey to achieve what you need to achieve. They're here to help you with your purpose, to find your way in the world, basically. And their presence reminds you of your true self. And even when your soulmate wants you to work on certain things, it's always going to be in a loving way. You know, there's no gaslighting. If a person makes you feel insecure about yourself, if you doubt yourself, that is not a soulmate relationship. That person is not in tune with you. You know, a soulmate, they know how to handle your soul. They want you to become a better person. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to gaslight you. That's a big difference. So I always feel energized when I'm with my soulmate. You are supposed to feel energized. If you are speaking to your partner and every time you feel drained, that is not a soulmate-based relationship. That is a human ego-based relationship. A soulmate relationship will give you energy. I'm so curious if you ever met a soulmate. Leave a comment down below. Share your story. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys next week.